I was 6 years old when all this happened. I was playing on my Nintendo DS. I was playing the game Super Mario 64 DS on it. You know, where you start off as Yoshi and you have to save Mario, Luigi, and Wario from the rooms they were trapped in. I was fine with this. I had no problem with it. All except one door. One of the 4 characters' doors. Wario's door. Now let me back up to the night before. I had a dream the night before, a very unsettling dream. This after unlocking Wario from his door. Anyway, in my dream all I saw was Wario, looking at me, staring at me, saying something that I couldn't make out at first. Then I could. Wario, in my dream, was saying the phrase, this 4-word phrase that I will never forget in my life as long as I will live. I will haunt you. When I woke up in the morning, I was super scared, but I knew it was just a bad dream. At least, that's what I wanted to think anyway. Later that day, I turned my Nintendo DS on, and I started playing Super Mario 64 DS. But I noticed something strange when I got into my saved file. I was no longer Wario, like I was when I saved and exited the game. Instead, I noticed I was Yoshi again. But I thought nothing of it because it was just something minor and not all that important. I just thought it was weird how I was Wario when I left, but Yoshi now. Anyway, I went to the door that had the big yellow W on it, meaning Wario, of course. I went to play as him, but almost immediately I started recalling the dream I had the night before with Wario. Almost as if my brain was trying to tell me something, trying to warn me not to play as him. And all I heard in my head was Wario's evil phrase he said in my dream. I will haunt you. But again, I thought nothing of it because it was just in my imagination at the time. I thought it was just recalling a bad dream because it was still in my brain from the night before. I walked into Wario's door and got him out. All seemed normal at first, until I got into a level. And when I did, this is when everything started to change, and when I started feeling scared again. All that was happening was I was falling and dying, dead. I didn't spawn on the land like I was supposed to. It spawned me outside the land. I think the level is called Womp's Fortress. It kept spawning me outside the land, where there's nothing but sky and cloud. It kept spawning me outside until I got a game over. That is when I got scared, because as soon as I died and got my last life taken from me, I heard the phrase again. I will haunt you. I got so scared I shut my Nintendo off and I started to cry. I told my parents about the situation and they said it's probably all just in your imagination. So I went back and turned my Nintendo on again, thinking that they were probably right. And when I turned it back on, I was not at my home screen anymore. I was not at my home screen. Instead, I was still in the game, and I saw Wario just standing and staring. I got scared again and tried to shut off my Nintendo. The only difference is this time I couldn't. I couldn't shut it off. I tried, it just turned right back on again. But this time, it looked as if Wario was getting closer. And I kept trying to turn off my Nintendo. I got the same results of it turning back on, and Wario looked like he was getting closer and closer. I was back in tears again, and I didn't know what to do. But then I had an idea of taking out the cartridge, and just as I was about to do just that, there was that evil phrase again. I will haunt you. I took out the cartridge and shut off the Nintendo, and this time, it finally let me. I was terrified, and my face was covered in tears. I never wanted to play as Wario ever again after that, or even play the game ever again. We eventually lost the cartridge, and honestly, I don't miss it. I don't miss it. Not one bit. Now, this happened to me a long time ago, when I was just 6 years old. I wanted to tell someone, other than my parents, who never actually, who just thought it was all part of my imagination. But I know that it wasn't. I don't ever want this to happen to anybody else. And it hasn't happened to me in a long time. And I hope it never does. And I hope it never will.